Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of Unit 1. Today we're going to continue talking about the 5 major world religions that the SOL requires you to know. We're going to look at locations and conflicts. But first, before we do that, I want to go back and just take care of a little bit of housekeeping stuff. So in the video yesterday from day 1, I mentioned that Judaism began in Europe. I want to clarify that a little bit. In the 1500s, which is where we begin our study for World II, yes, we do see that there is Judaism in Europe. But Judaism actually began in Israel. It wasn't Israel at the time because it hadn't become a country yet. But in the area of the Middle East, around Jerusalem, this is where Judaism begins. Okay, so let's clarify that. Judaism begins in the Middle East, but it does spread up into Eastern Europe in the 1500s. We find it there. Okay. Another housekeeping thing, everybody should have already joined into Google Classroom. Please make sure you are checking that often. Remember, that's going to be where I post homework assignments, any kind of reminders. There's currently a survey up there that you need to complete to let me know if you think the pace of how I'm talking is too fast for you to take your notes in our videos. So if you'll do that for me, that'd be good too. One more reminder, make sure you bring your one subject notebooks. You're going to need those really soon. We're going to start doing some stuff in our interactive notebooks, and I'd like for you to have everything contained in one spot. I have a marker for you to write your name on the front cover if you don't have one, so next time you're in class, let's get that taken care of. And you can put it in the blue box for your class over on the right side of the classroom. So today's notes are going to be fairly short. We're just looking at the locations of where these religions are in the 1500s when we start, where we see everything. You're going to have a map, so you need to make sure you're going along on your map and taking your notes as we go. Bring that map back to class, because when you come to class, we are going to compare where these religions were back in the 1500s versus where they are nowadays, okay? And we're going to see if there's any potential for any conflict between any of these religions as well. So, if you watch the news any at all, you already know the answer to that. So, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's start with Judaism. So you'll need colored pencils as you go through and take your notes today. You can use crayons, that's fine. Markers, they might be a little difficult. You might want to just stick with colored pencils or crayons. So you'll need to bring this map, like I said, back to class with you. It's going to be the first item that goes into your interactive notebook, so please make sure you have it. There's also going to be another layer that is added to this map when you come into class. It's going to be part of a station that you do, so it is imperative that you do not lose this map. Okay, so Judaism is going to be represented by red, as you can see here in the map key. Fill in your map key as we go along. I really want you to make sure you stick with the same colors as what I have the religions colored in as. That way it will keep things from getting confused. So Judaism is represented by one red dot, and it is right here, right there. Okay, so take a minute and get that added onto your map as well. Next is Christianity. We are going to represent that with the color green. Okay. Don't forget to color in all of the islands around Italy. Down here, right down here, places like Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, which is actually a French island, but it's located close to, in between Italy and France. You'll see that it goes all the way up to the peninsula that is part of Russia, right here. Right here, right there, right there. But it does not include what is present-day Finland, Sweden, or Norway, okay? So take a minute and make sure you get that colored in. Remember that you do have the ability to pause these videos as we go through them, okay? Next is Islam, which I have represented by yellow. So grab your yellow colored pencil or crayon. You can see that all of the Arabian Peninsula is Islamic, okay? If you're not sure what the Arabian Peninsula is, it is this peninsula right here. You're going to need to be very familiar with that terminology, the Arabian Peninsula. It's this area right here. Saudi Arabia is here, as well as some other countries as well. So it starts here in Saudi Arabia, Okay. It goes all the way up into this land that's right up here in between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Comes all the way over here. Then it comes back down. Pretty much all of North Africa is going to be Islamic as well. Okay. So it goes Arabian Peninsula, up through the Ottoman Empire, and then back down through North Africa. Buddhism, represented by blue. You need to make sure you shade in Japan, which is to the right of the Sea of Japan, or to the west of the Sea of Japan. And then you're going to cross over the Sea of Japan. And beginning in what is present-day South Korea, continue to color up that peninsula and around the Chinese west coast. So shade all of this area in up here, these islands. Then come over to the Korean peninsula here. You can come up, shade it all the way down. Come inland just a little bit, not very much, but then come down here as well. Okay. Next religion is going to be Hinduism. Which is going to be represented by orange. It's our fifth and final religion to map out. Hinduism covers most of India, but it does not cover the southern tip. Okay? Don't shade in that very bottom part. Don't shade in the bottom of India or Sri Lanka. If you look at the top, it almost forms a straight line across the subcontinent. Okay? So right up here, that's going to be where your Hinduism stops up there. Okay? All right, so this is what your final map should look like. After you have everything shaded in, take a look at it. It should look almost identical to mine. If it doesn't, you need to make sure you go back and make corrections where necessary. If you need an extra copy because you made a mistake, I'm going to post it on Google Classroom so you can find it there. Please remember that you need to bring this map back to class next time because we are going to be building on this and working off of it. Okay? So for your notes for religious conflicts, this is going to be a video that you're going to watch in class at a station. So we're going to do some station learning next class. You're going to be at a station, you'll watch the video in groups and then work on your map as well. So you have a map that you're going to be working on in your interactive notebooks. Let me remind you one more time that if you have not brought in your single subject notebook, please get that taken care of as soon as possible. If this poses a financial burden for you or for your family, please let me know as soon as possible and we'll find some way to help you get that taken care of, okay? Have a great night and I'll see you in class.